This video is for anyone that is feeling confused in their trading. I've been trading for 7 years, and let me tell you, whatever you're going through right now, I've been through it. It doesn't matter if it's a blown account that you should not have blown. It doesn't matter if it is a funded account that you were so ready to get a payout, but because you got a little bit more greedy, you actually ended up blowing the account. No matter what you're going through, very likely I or someone that I know has already gone through it. And I've talked with so many traders so far, and let me tell you that there's always a brighter day. So this video is for those traders that right now are feeling confused and need a little bit of guidance, whether it is going through a tough time like a losing streak. I will talk about exactly how to handle those, and also if you are struggling to become a profitable trader, how to actually take the right steps in order to become a profitable trader. So let's talk exactly about that. First, I want to talk with the traders that can't consistently execute on a strategy because they don't think that it's actually a profitable strategy. I can tell you that very likely it is not trading psychology that is holding you back. It's very likely your trading strategy. Now, that is completely fine, by the way, because if there was this like deep rooted reason as to why, like it is so harder to get to like a deep reason as to why you're failing than simply admitting that maybe your strategy is not focusing on the right things. So I want to talk about the 3 things that your strategy should be focusing on in order to actually be consistently profitable. The reason I want to start with the 3 things that your strategy should always have is because this video is for you if you're feeling confused right now. Right? So first things that your strategy should always focus on is direction. If your strategy does not have direction, if whoever you are learning from does not talk about direction and doesn't mostly focus on direction, then you should not be listening to that person. Let me tell you, direction is the one thing that matters in trading. Why? Because direction is the foundation of anything you do in trading. Every single time that you take a trade, you are betting that one direction is more likely to pan out than the other. That's your take profit, that is your entry, whether long or short, and that is your stop loss. Those are all validation or invalidation levels. So direction is absolutely key if you want to actually become a consistently profitable trader. Now, second one is going to be market structure. Understanding internal and external market structure, strong and weak market structure is incredibly important for you to lose that confusion and start being able to see exactly what the market is trying to show you. And you see the same price action as an unprofitable trader sees. I see the same exact price action as someone that is unprofitable and as someone that is a world-class trader that has been in Market Wizards. We all see the same price action. Now, the question is, why are some profitable and why are some not profitable? And it is mainly because of all these 3 things, but understanding market structure is incredibly important because it goes so well also with direction. And last but not least is understanding manipulation, because one of the main reasons as to why traders become unprofitable is because they enter and the market shoots in the other direction. And then you're always thinking, why is it that the market goes against me and then goes in my direction after it tags me out? It happened to me so many times I can't even count. And I never ever knew why. And that was because I didn't understand manipulation. I didn't understand that the market is a machine that is a zero-sum game. That means traders have to win, traders have to lose. And when you're buying, someone is selling it to you. When I'm selling, someone is buying. That means the market is a zero-sum game. Someone has to lose for someone to win. And if you don't understand manipulation, then you're the one that is going to get manipulated. So these are the 3 main things that if you are confused right now and you want clear steps in order to become profitable, these are the 3 things that you have to focus on. And no, I'm not talking about entries. The reason I don't talk about entries is because you'll notice that after you learn these 3 things, the entries will come right after. They like you won't even need a checklist because you already understand exactly how you want to execute on. And that's why, for example, inside of my mentorship, Funded Trading Blueprint, I talk extensively about the basics first and about all of the pieces of the puzzle. We organize the pieces of the puzzle to the point that even if I didn't share the strategy, which I do inside of the community, and I do market breakdowns every single day, live trading streams, and I'm in the Discord pretty much 24/7. If I'm awake, I'm in the Discord. So if you want to get direct access to me, then sign up using the first link in the description. But you'll notice that these 3 things will always end up giving you an entry model. That's why the basics is going to be incredibly important for you to go from where you're at right now, and it's going to give you a clear step towards trading profitability. And obviously, again, if you want to shorten that learning curve, then you know what link to click. Now, once you have these basics, the next thing that is important if you are confused right now is understanding exactly where you are at in your trading. Because here's the thing, a loss that you took according to your plan is an amazing trade. And I don't want you to think otherwise. Because here's the thing, a lot of the times the difference between a profitable and an unprofitable trader that are trading the same edge is just that the profitable trader has executed on it consistently for a long enough period of time. While an unprofitable trader, what he does is he executes, then he gets unconfident, then he stops executing, misses the winning trades. Now he becomes more unconfident, takes the next trade because he's now raging, and all of a sudden he's in a deeper losing streak, and he's like, oh, I can't believe this. While the profitable trader, what he does is I execute on my edge for a long enough period of time. Doesn't matter if it's a win, doesn't matter if it's a loss. Because as a profitable trader myself, I can tell you this year, by the way, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you. As a profitable trader, I still go through losing streaks, and I still have days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I mean, sorry for the French, but I think, what the fuck am I doing? I went through a 7-trade losing streak this year already, but let me tell you one thing. My maximum drawdown in terms of percentage was actually 3%. I lost 7 trades in a row, yet I only lost 3R. That is absolutely insane. And that is because as a profitable trader, I understand that risk management is like one of the crucial things that if you execute for a long enough period of time is going to pay absolute tenfold. I'm not trying to make $1 million next month. I could care less about making $1 million next month. I've received over 217 payouts. I've received massive payouts, small payouts. It doesn't really matter. What I care about is the consistency in the payouts, is in not losing those funded accounts. And I still do, but my goal is to always get those consistent payouts every single week. And that comes from executing for a long enough period of time. So maybe the reason that you are confused right now is because you're thinking way too small. And let me show you a quick example. If I have my pen very, very close to the camera, in your screen right now, it looks like I have a massive pen. Well, it doesn't, because you can compare it with my fingers. But as soon as I zoom out, you start understanding that this is just a normal pen. This is what I call the profit pointer. It was gifted to me by my team. And the reason I say this is because usually when traders get confused is because they're looking at a very tiny tunnel and they're saying, what is happening right now is terrible. Not understanding that if you just zoom out and you look at yourself in a bigger picture, you will understand that it's just a blip in the radar. For example, think about this. Listen, 4 years ago, I want you to think about that right now. 4 years ago, there has been something that you were so pissed that happened, so pissed. You maybe even cried, you got punched something, and now you only thought about that because I told you to think about that. Because you expanded your time horizon, that small thing that happened, which at the time was absolutely horrible, and I've had multiple of them. It just ends up being a blip in the radar. And the same thing in trading, which is if you are feeling confused right now, the one exercise that I always tell people to is expand your time horizons. Whatever is happening right now, and this is why I say that if you take a loss but it's according to your plan, then it doesn't matter because you did the right thing, is because if you take that loss but it's according to your plan and you forecasted it and you expand it over a long enough period of time, you're going to be profitable. And that's what I want you to understand if you're in a losing streak right now. One of my previous mentors always used to say, listen, okay, you took a loss. Do you think that in 5 years from now, you're going to be thinking about it? No. Like last year, I had a losing streak too. Guess what? I'm not thinking about the losing streak anymore. I ended up the year incredibly profitable, right? I had an amazing year last year. So the losing streak didn't matter. At the time, it did, but now it doesn't. Right? And the same thing with this losing streak that I already had this year. I don't really care because I've already expanded my time horizon. And I know that every single trade that I took, besides maybe 1 or 2, were trades that I should have taken over and over and over again. Because the truth is, a profitable trader is someone that just executes on the plan for a long enough period of time. Expand your time horizons. So for the 2 people that I'm talking to right now, the trader that is not profitable yet and you're looking for that consistent trading profitability, I want you to focus on first principles. I want you to understand exactly how you're going to predict the direction consistently every single day. And I want you to look at the daily chart and at the 4-hour chart. I also want you to master market structure. I have a full video on market structure. It has barely no views. So I know exactly how little people focus on this. And that's why there's so many traders that end up getting confused. And then I want you to focus on manipulation. right? So direction, spend some time mastering direction. If you want access to a full free course, just DM me on Instagram saying, hey, Kemal, can you get me access to the direction course? Then you're going to focus on market structure. Then you're going to focus on manipulation. All of these are crucial to take you from where you're at right now, if you're confused and unprofitable, to eventually becoming profitable. And if you want to speed that process up, just check the first link in the description. And then second of all, for the trader that is in a losing streak right now and is feeling confused, let me just tell you, this year so far, the markets have not been the best. We've had an amazing January, absolutely crushed it in January. But then February and March, they were much slower. I took way less trades because the market conditions weren't as good. I made a whole video on why the market conditions weren't as good, but just so you know exactly what I said, the market has no idea what it's trying to price in, and so it's moving up and then down and then up and then down, and then that forms a tight range that you can't execute on. So one, increase the time frame in which you are judging your trading results. That's part of the reason as to why you're confused, and then check if it's not part of the strategy's problem. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to check out this video right here if you want to see the exact strategy that I use. And by the way, if this video doesn't apply and you're looking for the best prop firm to choose, then go for Funded Next with code KEMAL. That always gets you the best discount code.